welcome to this special collaboration video. I'm going to be joined by my YouTube friend John, also known as SparkyGerbil. He's going to do a top 10 countdown of all his favourite classic Who stories, and I'm going to do a top 10 of my favourite new Who stories. So first I'll give out mine, and then I'll introduce John to do his, and then I'll give you my closing thoughts. So on to my top 10 now. So coming in at number 10, we have a Series 2 story, which is called School Reunion. It has two classic returning characters to the show. The robot dog K9 and the original companion Sarah Jane Smith, played by Elizabeth Sladen. So that was a very cool story, and that's my choice for number 10. At number 9, we have a Series 7 story, The Name of the Doctor. That was the last episode of Series 7. At number 8, we have Series 6, The Doctor's Wife, where the TARDIS for this episode has like a human body. So that was rather interesting for this episode. At number 7, we have Series 5 story, The Vampires of Venice. That's just because I'm a big vampire movie fan, so just for that reason I enjoyed that one. At number 6, we have another Series 5 episode, and that's The 11th Hour. And the events of this episode happens all straight after the regeneration of David Tennant into Matt Smith. So yeah, I really enjoyed that episode. You get to know the 11th Doctor for the first time. So yeah, and at number 5 we have a Series 4 episode, Journey's End. You have it was the regeneration, actually, the false regeneration, and it's a 2-part story. So you watch the first part, and you actually see David Tennant, regenerating, and he wasn't sort of supposed to then. And so when you've seen the second part of the episode, you find out that he's just using the hand that he's got like in a jar sitting around in the TARDIS to just heal himself, and then that way he doesn't have to change. And so I really enjoyed that episode, actually, for that element of it. At number 4, we have a Series 3 episode called Utopia, which has Derek Jacobi, and he actually becomes the Master, and he gets wounded, so he has to regenerate and becomes the John Sim Master. So that's very cool, and John Sim in the role playing the Master is just really enjoyable. And at number 3, we have Series 1 episode, The Parting of the Ways. Now, I love that one so much because of Christopher Eccleston's, his ending lines to Rose Tyler just before he regenerates. And it's just a very memorable scene, and actually my absolute favourite for the entire series, actually, of Doctor Who or New Who. Because, when David Tennant comes through after regenerating, when he says Barcelona and, different stuff, I just really enjoyed that episode. At number 2, we have a David Tennant's final, which was The End of Time. It was a bit sad as well, seeing David go, because he was my favourite Doctor, but I just loved the regeneration scenes. It was actually really cool to see a new actor come, Matt Smith, to play the 11th. So at number 2, that's The End of Time, David's final story. And at number 1, actually this is quite a recent story that actually was aired on telly. It's at number 1, it's the 50th anniversary special, and that's The Day of the Doctor. So yeah, that's my top 10, guys, and my favourite Who stories, or actually New Who. As right now I'm going to hand over to John, and he's going to give you his top 10 favourite classic Who stories. So take it away, John.
Well, hello there. Can I first of all thank James for asking me to be a part of this collaboration. It's the first one I've done on YouTube, so let's crack on. Here are my top 10 favourite Doctor Who stories. Okay, coming in at number 10, and it's the only story to feature the Seventh Doctor. It's written by Ian Briggs, directed by Nicholas Mallet, and it's the Curse of Fenric, of course. A memorable story. Pity that Fenric hasn't had another inclusion in the televised stories. Okay, coming in at number 9 now, and it's a Peter Davison story. It's written by Eric Saward and directed by Peter Grimwade. It features my favourite Doctor Who monsters. I refer of course to Earthshock. It really is a memorable story, and excellent scenes of those Cybermen bursting out of hibernation. And in at number 8, another Peter Davison story, and it's his finale, his final story. It's written by my favourite Doctor Who writer, Robert Holmes, and directed by the wonderful Graham Harper. I refer of course to the Caves of Androzani, and the Fifth Doctor era ends on an eye. Okay, I'm featuring another classic story from the Troughton era now, coming in at number 7. It's written by Mervyn Eisman and Henry Lincoln, directed by a great director, Douglas Camfield, and of course I refer to the Web Affair. It's very evocative scenes in this, and it's great television. Okay, coming in at number 6, a classic from Tom Baker's era, The Fourth Doctor, written by Chris Boucher and directed by Michael E. Bryant. Wonderful design in this, and of course I refer to the Robots of Death. It's a Leela story too, some great moments in this one. It's the top 5 now, and number 5 I feature another Patrick Troughton story and another Cyberman story as well. This one was written by Kip Pedler and Jerry Davis, the Cyberman creators, and directed wonderfully by Maurice Barry, and it is of course the Tomb of the Cybermen, classic Who story. Okay, to number 4 now. Wonderful combination of writer Robert Holmes and director David Maloney. This is The Talons of Wen Chiang. The Doctor gets to play Sherlock Holmes in Victorian London, but we won't mention the giant rat. And we're into the top 3 now, and at number 3 it's Inferno, written by Don Houghton and directed by Douglas Camfield. Part of this was directed by Barry Letts. Lovely scenes in this, the Briggs eye patch, great moments, and of course those airy primals, fantastic telly. And just missing out on a top spot, it's The Mind Robber, written by Peter Ling, a writer for Crossroads, unbelievably, directed by David Maloney, and there's some great moments in this Troughton story. Jamie's face swap, just fantastic Who story. Okay, and coming in at the top spot, my favourite Doctor Who story of all time, and it's this classic from the Tom Baker era, written by Robert Holmes, directed by David Maloney, and it's The Deadly Assassin. It represents a Time Lord society quite different to what we've seen before. Okay, there's my top 10 stories. You may disagree with the choices. Be nice to see your point of view. I'd like once again to thank James for allowing me to contribute to this collaboration, and hopefully we'll do more in the future. Okay, thanks very much, and back to James.
So yes, thanks to John for joining me for the special Doctor Who collaboration video. Hopefully we'll do many more down the line in future. Maybe he'll like to do one, have me on his channel next time. Maybe to do something about horror movies or something. But yeah, this was good fun. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and please check in the links in the description box down below for SparkyGerbil's channel. He does great videos, you know, great Doctor Who reviews, DVD reviews, and he does the monthly magazine review of the show Doctor Who. But yeah, this is it from me to you for now, guys, so goodbye and take care.